Hello there,
Hi.
Roxanne and Meredith with you. And you look beautiful. You look fresh and like
Oh,
I don't know, did you get a nap this afternoon?
I did. I got to lay down for a little bit. Sometimes I have like my pretend naps, where I just lay there and try to pretend like I'm falling asleep. So that's kind of how it was today. But I think it's important
Oh,
just to
yeah.
kind of close your eyes and
Yes.
like decompress. Especially, I woke up at like 3:30 this morning because I had a bunch of. I knew I had to get ready and brush it and do my hair and all that stuff. So, but you know what that's
I,
like.
I know what you're talking about. You have like that floaty nap, right? Like where
Yes.
you just kind of float. Like I get those when I get my lashes done. I just kind of, you almost like levitate. Like you almost start to realize your body. Oh, does this ever happen when you're taking one of those kind of naps where your body isn't really connected to you can, all of a sudden you can't feel your arms and legs, not in a numb way, but in a disconnected from
Mm-hmm.
your physical
Yeah.
being way because you're in that in between land of rest, wakefulness and asleep.
Yes, it's that right, exactly. And yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'm exactly asleep or not. Do I
Yes.
have so do your hands ever like twitch or anything like right before you
Oh
go to
yeah.
sleep or you jump?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all
You
right.
fall off the bed. Yeah, like you
Yeah,
like you're all of a sudden you're falling. That's a normal
that's
human
normal. What?
phenomenon.
Okay, sometimes my jaw will click. Like if I know.
That's probably
Hear me
stress.
out. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like my jaw will relax, and so my
Mhm.
mouth isn't open, but my jaw's open, but my lips are closed, and then all of a sudden it'll
Snap.
smack up.
Like a snapping turtle. Mm.
Yeah.
There's a snapping turtle. I don't know what
And so
that means.
I've almost like bit my lip or my tongue
Oh
sometimes. I don't know
god.
why it does that. Yeah. So,
Oh, no,
anyways,
I'm worried about
that'll
you.
happen.
I'm worried about you.
Mhm.
Let's Google it and go down a rabbit hole. That's what I'd be doing. No, you're perfectly fine. I'm sure that's a normal thing. I like that too when you're does this happen to you when you're starting especially take a nap or fall asleep? When you're like I always have to think about things before I my mind just goes and goes and goes. I'm such a weirdo. Sometimes I'll like fantasize about things like things I want to do or whatever. Other
Yeah.
times I picture like I'll go through something really routine and boring. Like I'll think about what I'm going to wear tomorrow and then the next
Hmm.
day and then the next day. And or I count days of how many times days until like I do these weird things to just relax my mind. And all of a sudden you're trying to do this, counting days or counting outfits and your brain turns into like soup. And that's when you realize you're starting to fall asleep because you can't
Yeah.
stay on task on the
You're
task that
like,
you've given yourself,
right.
right?
You're jumping around from different things, different subjects in your mind.
Yes. Yeah. Okay,
Jumbled.
so I'm super caffeinated today. I went to this place called Tous les Jours, and it's an
Oh,
artisan bakery. But what's unique is it's French and Asian inspired bakery. So it's like I
okay.
believe it's Korean influence and French influence, and they have all these pastries and decadent, baked goods that are undoubtedly super delicious and just carb laden kinds of things. But I had like three of those, had to try everything, and then I had they had this like cloud bagel, like their baked goods were so
Ooh.
puffy and creamy and then I also had a tiramisu latte, which I thought I'd kicked my latte habit like years ago
Yeah.
because again, the calories, but now I have like crave factor for this
It's
tiramisu
so
latte.
good. Yeah, we have an espresso machine here and it has
Mhm.
the steamer and stuff. So I can take, low fat milk or whatever and make any type of coffee. And I used to work at Starbucks many, many moons ago.
What? You're a barista?
And I loved it because I was making a lot of tips and I didn't have to be a server, first of all. But second of all, it was the recipes. Like it's pretty easy to make all that kind of stuff if you have the
Oh,
time. It would probably take you about like 5 minutes if you worked
if
it up
you if
and
you
like
made an effort. Okay.
exercised it, yeah, and got used to it. But it's really fun to make all that stuff.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Mhm.
So I made it too. I'm a barista when I play this video game. I think I haven't played in a while. It's called Trouble Brewing. And you keep getting more and more customers coming in. And all of a sudden the latte machine's like
It
exploding everywhere.
explodes everywhere. Is that a kid's game on one of their
I think
tablets?
so. I actually don't know. I think it was like when Lumosity. This is pre-kids. I haven't played it since pre-kids.
Oh,
Lumosity is like a game to keep your brain sharp, and that was my
okay.
favorite. It's called Trouble Brewing or something like that, and that was one of my favorite games. But I don't play those games anymore because I don't have time to do that.
I
I
need
just
to
try to get
probably
my
do that. I need
brain
to check my brain.
keep my brain sharp in other ways.
I
Uh,
need to check my brain.
Okay, speaking of unsharpened brains, I have to tell you
Hmm.
something that I do that I've caught myself doing now, and I'm wondering if it's a bad habit and makes me a bad mom. It's something I've just done my whole life. I mean, this is really pathetic when I tell you, and now my kids are watching me do it, and I'm wondering Is this going to negatively affect them or positively affect them?
Hmm.
Okay, so I am inept when it comes to anything mechanical, fixing things.
I hate this stuff.
Um,
I hate it.
like changing batteries to a toy, finding.
Right.
So I have now, if it's just me and the kids at home and they get a new game and it's like, Mom, we want to play this, I will sit down and I'll read the instructions and try to figure it out, or not read the instructions and try to figure it out. But most of the time, now I'm just settled into I am who I am. So if they come to me, they're like, Mom, this toy is broken. Can you fix it? I'm like, I don't do things like that. Talk to your father.
Yeah.
And I'm even that way, like with like this morning, my tires were low and I'm like, Doug, I can't
I
do
can't
my
deal with
tires.
this.
Just
Right.
just go take care of it. Like, so now I'm wondering, am I creating this role that my kids will follow and just say, well, because I'm like, that's daddy's job. Daddy works on that. But actually, I see them doing opposite. They're like, Mom, you're dumb. I mean, they don't really say that, but like, give it to me. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
So
it
am
makes
I?
them try to work and be more creative, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because honestly, moms aren't that cool all the time. So maybe they don't want to follow in my footsteps and be a complete idiot when it comes to,
I'm the
functioning in
same
life.
way. I think if there's one thing I can't stand is sitting at a car dealership waiting for my car. That's like one of my
Yeah.
just worst things. It's low on the total pole, even though it should
Mhm.
be really, really high because it's kind of important to fix your car. But yeah, I'm the same way. If the batteries need to be changed, if I can't find something in the house, I will try. But you know who's
For
really
2
good
mi
at all
for
that
like
stuff?
60 seconds. Yeah.
You know who's
I'm
really
like,
good at that? Anthony's very good.
"Anthony,"
Yeah,
and my kids will be like, "Mom, I'm like, "I don't know where the screwdrivers are." They look at
right,
the toy. "Oh, we need the Phillips head." I'm like, "I don't know what that is.
right,
I don't know what
right.
that is. Go talk to your father." Yeah, but they know.
I
So,
yeah, so he gets annoyed. He totally gets annoyed at that, because he's like, "It was right here. Why didn't you guys just see it?" But genuinely, and I mean this, like, I will try to find certain things, but by the time, I don't know, give it a little bit, I get aggravated. And it's irritating that he could just walk into any room and then miraculously find it
yeah.
in 2 seconds when it would take me 10 minutes. And I don't feel any better that I found it. I don't feel more proud.
No,
I resent him. Like, why
you don't
can't
need to
you
go on
just
a goose
it
chase. You
takes
don't
you
need
2
to go
seconds.
on a scavenger hunt. Well, you know what
I
Doug does
just
to me?
wasted 15 minutes of my
Yeah.
time trying to do something you do in like 60 seconds. So,
You know what
but
Doug does?
I'm sure that's irritating for him as well.
Doug will tell me, he'll be like, "Oh, well, I know where everything is in this house." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Because you put it somewhere. That's why you
Right.
know where it is. You put it there. I didn't put it there."
Yeah.
So,
Convenient for you since
yeah.
you're the one that mapped out the whole house. Yeah, and putting together things, I don't like that either. I mean, I will if I have to, but like I got this new computer chair because
Mhm.
editing videos and stuff like that. And so he's like, just ask me to do it. Like that's all you need to do. Don't just expect me to do it. Just just
No,
ask me. And so
just
he put
ask.
together the chair. And then I got this new it's like a dock basically. So for
A
your
what?
laptop, it's a dock,
Oh, a dock.
DOCK.
A
Do you
dock.
have one?
I've heard of
So
them.
okay, so you just set your laptop on it, and then
Mhm.
behind there, all the things you plug in. And listen, again, this is something probably really simple, but it was like, yeah, how do you not know what this is? But I didn't know. And so I bought one today and I thought it worked for my laptop because it's the same maker and it's not. And then I got mad. And then I was like, Anthony, can you please come up here? And I just wish I didn't have to do it or take care of it because I'll take care of all these other things. But
Right.
yeah, I bought the wrong one. So then I was upset again. So anyway, yeah, I totally agree with you. Like the mechanical things, all that, I would just prefer not to
Delegate.
deal with. Oh my God.
Mhm.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Although I do enjoy like fixing certain things, installing some stuff. I
What?
do. Yeah, I've installed like I always talk about this like dimmers in the house. I like
Meredith, you're an electrician. That's freaking smart.
I almost electrocuted myself. I like zapped myself a little bit because I accidentally left the electricity on when I
The
was
breaker
doing the
on.
wires. Yeah, that was
See, I'm
fun.
trying to throw out terms that make me sound like I know what I'm talking about. You leave that breaker on.
So I enjoy that kind. I don't know, like I don't know, home improvement stuff. I guess is what I'm
Mhm.
getting at. That
Well,
I don't know,
good.
but
That's
other than
good.
that, no, I would appreciate
It's
you putting
impressive.
together the dollhouse or this or that. I'll buy it. Meaning, I'll press a button on
Please,
Amazon and have it sent to them.
please, let's do it that
Yeah,
way.
I know,
Um,
I know.
okay, so I have another thing I wanna share with you. I called my this is thoughts about getting older, dealing with getting older. Okay, so I called my Botox people today, and
Yeah.
I found out that I haven't had Botox in over a year. I said, "Could you look and tell me when the last time I had it was?" And she was like, "March of last year."
Wow.
So,
Congratulations.
okay. No,
You're like, no.
trust me when I tell you, you can't see it because I'm blown out here, right? But the crow's feet are, I mean, they're
Yeah.
popping. Like I am in need. But I have to
Hmm.
tell you that I like the way my face moves. I
Right.
prefer the way my face moves without having it anymore. Like I like to be able to go like that. I like to be able to, you know,
Expressionary.
yeah. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna get some,
There's a
but
happy medium there. You
yeah,
don't have to have your face frozen. Talk
no,
to the person that does all your stuff. But especially being on TV, I think it's important to show your expressions and
yeah,
interviewing people. So I feel the same way. I want to make sure, the eyebrows can still move.
yeah.
This can go to hell.
I
I
want
don't
this
care
to
about
go.
this.
Yeah,
No,
I don't want
no, no one cares about this.
get rid of this.
Minimum, like a medium
Right.
level here is totally fine. Having
Right.
some lines, other than that, like,
Right.
no,
You don't want to
no.
do it so deeply or so much that it leaves permanent creases when you are relaxed, but
Right.
you want the motion. But I bring that up because I think, everything goes through phases, and I do think that people are getting a little bit less aggressive. Like, the drum face was basically
Yeah.
in for a while where
Frozen.
sort of rat-a-tat-tat, pulled
Hmm.
tight like a snare drum. And I'm starting not to, I want to be able to show
Some
how
people
wrinkly
like
I
that
am.
look. I have a girlfriend, obviously, I'm not gonna say her name, but
Yes.
she's like, "Freeze my face. Don't want it to move.
No,
Don't
right.
care. I will give you all the money. Not a problem. Just go ahead." And she looks really good with it. I think everybody has their own aesthetic and
Yeah.
what they not only enjoy, but also with what they do for a living, you know?
Yeah, and what matches with their face. But I do have to tell you too, as a mom, like I want my kids to be able to see expression. I think that is
I
like
agree.
I've thought more, and I think I told you this, but I read that you become less compassionate the more Botox you get because we all mirror each other's expressions. Like
Oh,
that's
wow,
how
I
we
didn't know
show our
that.
sympathy and our empathy. So then if we're unable to, then it makes us less compassionate because it's like,
Yeah.
well, you're
Mhm.
telling me you're sad, and I'm like this, like, oh, what are you sad about, Meredith? When in
You're like,
real life, when
right,
in Botox free world, I can go, "What are you sad about, Meredith?" And then
right.
and then I feel sad because I just made that face, and so I'm, like, on your wavelength, but when you take away your ability to mirror with facial expressions, then
Yeah.
you take away that level of connection and compassion.
I agree with you. Yeah, so I didn't think about it from the like having a child aspect, but it's okay. So I don't live in Hollywood. It's not important for me to have like that kind of it's not crazy, but that much work done. I think
Mhm.
eventually little things until I die, kind of like Dolly Parton says, like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
suck
that's
me
her
until
thing.
I die.
And
I'm a
and always wears a shirt that comes up to her collar but covers her collarbones and long
yeah,
sleeves because of
yeah.
sun damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
son, and then also she has huge boobs, and she's also had huge boobs, so it's kinda, like, unnecessary for her to show
Yeah,
them off, like, all the time.
right.
So speaking of Botox, I asked because 'cause I'm gonna go in, I think, in, like, 2 weeks, because we talked about this, the microneedling, is that what it is,
Mhm.
the microneedling?
Mhm.
I'm getting that done here because I'll be open and honest, I hate the lines on my neck here. My girlfriend got her neck done, and what was a game changer for her, she doesn't have any lines anymore here. She got Botox on her neck. And
And
I
the
was
lines
like,
in it, yeah.
it's there's nothing there
And
now.
then
And I go,
yeah.
"What did you get done?" And she goes, "Well, I get microneedling here or there." She's like, "But nothing did any works like getting some
Wow.
Botox here." She said that was the game changer. And I go, "Oh, dee, 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 dee." And I texted my chick and I was like, "You
There
can
you
sign me
go.
up for that too. Do that because there's many places that won't do it because it's such a sensitive area."
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, we do that here." And I'm like, "I want it. Just give it all to
Yeah.
me because I'm sensitive about that because I'm on camera in a different way than you, Roxanne, but I see it all
Of
the time.
course you are. You're in this
I
camera the same way.
hate it. I
I know.
can't
I know.
stand it. So, but
Listen,
that's a problem with my mental. I'm sure most people will be like, "What are you
it's
talking about?"
it's yes, everybody's like that. But I'll tell you the biggest thing is it all comes down to as far as what we're doing, it all comes down to lighting. And I again, I've been in a room, as you have, with men for 10 years, listening to them look up on a TV screen or, watching you on YouTube for that matter, and all they
Nitpick.
do is
Yep.
nitpick, and the volume is down, and
Mhm.
people do that at home too. I'm not just pinning it on, the men I've worked with over my entire radio career, but all people do is they'll look
Mhm.
up at the screen, the monitor, and go, "Oh God, look at her! Look at what she's wearing today. Oh,
Yep. Her
look at
hair.
her hair. She doesn't look like she's gotten much sleep lately. Oh, she's getting old."
I
That's
do it. I
all
do
you
it
hear.
accidentally sometimes when I'm watching it, and I watch the TV every day. Could be
Yeah,
Good Morning America, this or that, and I'm like, I'm
whatever.
looking at the weather girls, or I'm looking at the anchors, and I go, oh, I like that, or I don't, or ooh, you can tell she slept on her hair last night. Like I can see that.
Because it's a visual medium, and so you're making visual observations, as you should.
Yeah,
So my whole thing is, I I would rather go on air without makeup and be in good lighting than have my makeup flawlessly done and be in bad lighting, because
all day.
the lighting is what like sorry to get into the weeds, but I talked to one of my photographers. I'm like, this, like, I'll look at it with the volume down and look at everything. And I'd be like, this lighting in this seat, it doesn't work because look, you can see the shadows on my face coming from this. And he's
Yeah.
like, you know what, you're right. And then so already I'm sure they're going to think, oh, this person's crazy, but it's just because of what I've listened to
But, well,
the
yes,
whole way.
it's what you've listened to. Also, having somebody come in and improve the
Yeah,
wonderful things that you already have, I think that's a bonus. But um, you want to promote stuff that you're proud of. And if
yeah,
you don't look good, or you don't feel you look good, I should
right,
say, you
right,
are never going to
right,
share that on socials. You're going to be like, that never happened. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So if those little things can help, then I think that's really important.
yeah, yeah. Whatever. I need every bit of help I can get. What about what's been
You're
going on with
so
you?
crazy. Um, you're crazy. Oh, today was we had Story Palooza at my daughter's school, so I got a
Aw,
chance to go there, and I didn't tell her ahead of time. I wanted it to be a surprise. So it was Olivia's school, and so again, I woke up super early because I had a bunch of stuff to do today. So
yeah,
along the lines of that, I wanted to go to school and look,
yeah,
presentable for the kids. And so it was just so fun going into the classroom and seeing her face light up. And she didn't know
yeah.
I was going to be there. And then she sat next to me, and then she sat on me, and she was laying on me while I was reading the
So
book with all,
cute.
I know,
Oh,
I know.
I
And I
love
had
it.
never read this fish. I've never read this book before. It was about a puffer fish. And
I love
so
that one with the shiny scales.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, and
it's so cute.
him being puffy, and then how to make him puffy, and how he doesn't want to be hugged. And so I made the class like puffer fish, and it was just
Aw,
so cute and interactive. And then I got to spend time with the teacher because I don't do drop off. So I'm sure
no,
the mom, not mom, but the teacher, I'm sure she's like, does your mother exist?
yeah.
Because by the time I pick her up, the actual teacher is gone and it's after
Oh,
school
yeah.
care. So
Oh,
it's nice
yeah.
to actually, pretend I was a good mom for the day. I was like, that's right. I
Yeah.
did it one time. Like, I exist.
I
Hello.
know.
So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, so I felt good like that. And then I have
Good.
a little party to go to later today. And then
Ooh,
okay. So my future sister-in-law,
I have a future sister-in-law.
okay, so I have a bridal shower for her on Sunday, this Sunday. And so, she has the registry and all that stuff. And I'm like, I like a registry because if there's stuff on there like you genuinely need, I'll go on there and I
Yeah,
ain't got time. Okay. But I also want to put like a little bit more thought into this,
yeah,
but in a funny way because I'm in that mood right now. So
right?
I'm in the mood to be embarrassing. And all of our family and all of our close friends are going to be there, but we're close. We're very
I
close.
love
So
it. I love
I
it.
think I'm going to go buy naughty lingerie. And then I think I'm going to go to the Todd and buy lube. And I'm going to buy a couple of like sex toys.
Okay.
And most importantly, I think I'm going to buy some edible underwear and put it all in a box and then give it
And
to her so she has to open it and be like,
listen, the moms that the any of the older people at that party who act like they are offended by it, they've
yeah,
been there,
they're
done
not
that.
my people. And that's
Mm-mm.
okay. You can be offended that I gave it to her, but I know she's gonna love it, first of
Yes,
all.
yes.
And also she will be a little embarrassed, but in a funny way. I would
Oh, yeah.
never want to put somebody in a position where they
No,
are very mad at me about it,
no,
but
no,
that's
no,
not
no.
that's not the
You
group of
have to be
people.
Somebody has to be the one to rev up the party, and that is you.
Okay. Oh,
To
okay, perfect.
to
So
rev it
you
up
like that
to like
idea, right?
PG-13, R-rated,
Yeah.
going in the
Leaning on
direction
that.
of yes.
Yeah. Not too much. Maybe I'll leave the sex toy out of it, but definitely edible underwear, definitely lube. I'll think of something
Mhm.
else, and then naughty lingerie. But I want to go to Victoria's Secret because I don't know her size
Yeah,
and pick something really sexy and put it in the box.
you should. You
Yeah.
should. Ooh, I like it, girl. Come to my well, I'm not gonna have a bridal shower anytime soon, knock on wood.
You don't need one. You're all naughty and sexy anyway. Do you still wear lingerie in the bedroom, Roxanne?
No,
She's
no.
like, no, no. I
By
have
the
a
way,
whole drawer full.
you what?
I have a whole drawer
Oh,
full.
you do you do I was gonna say, I know you do because I've seen your photos.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I don't think it's necessary for you to do this. It just comes off in 5 seconds. But I like it. Like,
But
I,
that's nice. Oh, I
yeah,
love that about
because
you.
it makes
Yes.
me feel sexy, and then
Uh-huh.
he gets the appreciation out of it. So
Yes.
I'm like,
See?
it's fine.
No,
Just
I
let me
know
do
you do
it.
because I've seen that book that you did, that amazing
Yeah.
book that you did for your
Mhm.
hubby.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
that's good.
Yep.
I ought to do more stuff like that. I really ought to. Yeah.
I don't do it all the time. I'm not bragging.
It's like
Not
it's like a
often.
time factor. It's like
Yeah.
efficiency.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh,
when you're
all
looking
day.
for efficiency, then you don't have time for the
Yeah. I totally understand that.
attire, the wardrobe.
I know. Like, just
But I need
let's
to.
move on with things.
Yeah. We're on the clock.
I know. We're on the clock. You got 5 minutes. Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
Well, I always love catching up with you.
You too, babe.
Yeah.
Maybe talk with you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
We have to plan a get together in person
Yeah, I would
instead of
definitely love that.
yes.
Yes, we have future ideas. And then I'm still working on this. Give me a couple more weeks, and then this should be good. And then I need to find a couple people to help me out with this for you and I, and then we can start doing some stuff in person. So anybody
Okay.
that's
Okay,
watching
I love
this,
it.
we're leveling up.
Well, yeah, that's what we
It's
do.
a
That's what we
process.
do.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what we do.
process, but we're pushing forward with everything,
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
exactly.